Hello everyone, today we come to show you a little bit more about our brand new sewage pump that came to the market. It came with a new design. This what you see here is a protective shell. It's made out of 304 stainless steel. It's assembled and patented in the United States. What you see here is a pump that was meant to fix a lot of problems like sedimentation. It happens when people flush down the toilet solid materials that are not meant to be flushable, things like baby wipes, things like screws, things like feminine products, diapers, even toys, so on and so on. These things start accumulating around the pump. It's gonna be surrounding the pump, and the pump is gonna turn on, right? And those things are gonna be going through the section area of the pump, and it's gonna start causing cloggings. It's gonna start causing damage, and even if some of those stuff made their way through the pump, they're gonna end up at places where they're not meant to be. Places like our seas is gonna start contaminating, right? So what you see here is actually the very first eco-friendly pump that is in the market. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about our next innovation, which is our spring barriers. They're made out of 304 stainless steel, and what they do is essentially what their name describes is they act as a barrier, right? Once sedimentation is found in the tank, these solids like feminine products, wipes, toys, sponges, toothbrushes, anything that the people flush down the toilet, these things are gonna make their way up and down with the flow of water. Once they do, they act as a slip-away system, right? For these products, for these materials not to get stuck into the drilling holes, or if they make their way through the impeller, for the pump not to be clogged, not to get clogged for these materials, if they end up going through the pump, for them not to end up in places where they're not meant to be. So next on our list, we have our drilling holes. These holes can hold up to 1 inch of organic and human waste. Actually, traditional pumps can hold up to 2 inches in the bottom of their suction area. We did 1 inch on purpose because we do not want solid materials like wipes, like items I described before, to go through the pump and eventually reach the sewer plants, and they're not gonna be able to store them, they're not gonna be able to treat them, and eventually reach the oceans. So our whole goal with these drilling holes is to give the pump more suction capability. Why? Because if there's any solids that want to clog or obstruct one drilling hole, there is a lot of more other options for the pump to keep on working normally. And our pump actually needs only 3 open drilling holes to have the same flow of water as if it was the bottom suction area of the pump itself. So now if you see up close, in the bottom of the protective shell, we have placed even smaller drilling holes. This is for all of those solids that are surrounding the pump, all of those like feminine products, wipes, sponges, toothbrushes, all of that sedimentation that is in the bottom of the tank, for them not to be able to reach the impeller. We wanted for those holes to be smaller so that they can act as a trap for those solids and them not to reach the impeller, because once wipes make their way through the impeller, they are gonna be entangling screws, wires, even other solids, and once they make their way through the impeller and the pump, your pump is gonna malfunction, your pump is not gonna be working. So we wanted to avoid that by all means.